morning, guys. Welcome back to my channel. At this point, I just honestly don't even know what to say. It's been a week and a half, and I know I need to come up here and update you all and talk to you guys about exactly what I have to talk to you about. About a title, what this conversation is going to be about. But to start my morning off, I'm going to have me some coffee because we really need to talk about this. Guys, so let's talk about the elephant in the room. Well, not necessarily elephant in the room, but the elephant in my room, okay? About a week or two ago, I went and took my certification test. I don't know if you watched my previous vlogs, but you saw where I was actually studying and stuff to take my test. Well, of course, as you could tell by the title, I did not pass my test. You have to make a 350 on a certification test, and I ended up making a 336. I was struggling to see if I actually wanted to make this video, but I felt like y'all been rocking with me, so why not, you know? If you don't know, I took the registry like last year in June, and I did not pass it as well. I missed that by 1 point, and the certification I missed about like, what's that, like 14 points, 12 points or whatever, and it was 14 points. And yeah, but I honestly cried, to be honest with you, because y'all just don't understand how bad I wanted to pass my test. Y'all don't understand how bad that I am trying to get back to work. I'm probably like the only person that you can talk to that loves their job the way I love my job. You know what I'm saying? I know it's a reason for everything, and I was talking to my boss or whatever, and she was saying like it would have been good if I would have passed it because I would have got a raise. But the way that our sleep lab is set up and the COVID and stuff like that's going on, it's a restriction on how many people we can have in the lab, so therefore we're having low census, and that means basically where the patient is not really showing up. So she was like, regardless of what, I was still going to have to do temp check. I knew, like, I felt like I know what I messed up on, like second guessing myself. Like I had it, y'all. Like when I tell you, like I was freaking on it, like I was happy, like I just knew I was gonna pass this test. Like them questions was coming, I was answering them questions, I was answering questions. But here's the thing, I second guessed myself on probably at least about 5 questions, and I knew if I wouldn't have never second guessed myself, I probably would have passed that test. I don't even care if I would have hit 350, like right on the mark. I don't care. As long as I would have passed that test, I would have been perfectly, you know, okay with it. But, you know, things happen for a reason. And I feel like, you know, I was kind of disappointed in myself because I'm just like, okay, dang. Like, I took the registry. And the registry, if you guys do not know, is like the big test. The registry is where you actually get your license. You won't have to worry about taking nothing else again. Like, you will be in there, that's it. But the thing is with the registries, that is like the big test. So it had like real, like when I say like big questions, like big questions on that test. Like the doctors take the registry, okay? So that test is extremely hard, and I missed that by 1 point. But the certification, if you are thinking about taking the certification, is way easier than the registry. It's like real simplified. And so I had like some coworkers or whatever to take. They took it before me, and I was like asking them like, hey, you know, how was the test, about this and that. But the thing is about the test is you will never have the same test. Never had the same test. So therefore I took the first test this time, but my next test there's no guarantee on what's going to actually be on it. The same as the registry. I think it's like 3 different tests, 3 or 4 different tests that you take. Each time is different, so you really don't know. Like I knew I did not study much on home sleep studies and the heart rhythms, but something kept telling me like, y'all, like a few days before this, someone just like, you need to read that, you need to read that, you need to read that. But I was like, I didn't want to cram, you know, and have so much stuff. Like I already have all this stuff on my mind and all the stuff that I'm thinking about, and I didn't want to go back and just cram extra. Now I glanced over it, but I didn't really glance over it. But my coworkers was just like that they didn't really have much on it, and then my other coworker was just like, just study the AASM or whatever front to back, and you'll know it. And so that's when I was reading my AASM book, I knew a little bit about the home sleep studies and you know, a little bit about the heart rhythms and stuff like that. So when I got there, y'all, to take my test, majority of my tests was home sleep studies and heart rhythms. Bruh, like I just sat there, and that's what's messed me up, because then I started to get discouraged, and I was just like, I know I didn't look over it. Some kept telling me, like everything was running through my head, y'all. Like everything was running through my head. Like I knew. Some kept telling me that I need to go back and look at this, and you didn't go back and look at this, blah blah blah. Not just really noticing that Like, girl, the rest of the test, you was getting it. Like, you was getting it, but just focus, just think. I literally took like an hour and 30 minutes taking my test. Like, I was almost at the 2 hour mark. And when I when I pressed that button and it was like, fail, I was just like I really probably sat there for 5 minutes just looking at the screen, because I was just like, so when I left, I ended up going to my boss or whatever and showing her the paper or whatever. She was just like, it's okay, don't be discouraged or whatever about it, you know, you got it the next time. And so she was like, do you remember any of the questions on there so I can help you to let you know or whatever? And so I was telling her, and she was like, well, what do you think the correct answer was? And I would tell her my answer. She was just like, Kashara, you were right. Like, you just second guess yourself. Like, she was like, you just second guess yourself. And I was like, bro, I know. Like, I knew. Like, I would mark the right answer, and then I would like, and then I would start thinking about the sleep lab protocol. And you should never, when you take a big test, you should never think about how it is in the lab. You need to go by the books. Because every job is going to tweak stuff. And every job is going to do stuff different in their own way that fits them. As long as it's in the correct pattern of waveform or what it's supposed to be doing right. Everything is different in each lab. So it was just like, I started thinking like, I kept getting them mixed up like, okay, we do this, we do it that way. And then I couldn't really, it's like, remembering what the book said was a blur to me, but I could remember how the sleep lab did it. That's what messed me up. So home sleep studies and the heart rhythm, and I knew, like, I struggled with the heart rhythm in school, like learning like all those. There's a lot of them that you need to know, that you need to pay attention to, because it's very that, and the respiratory is very like big in the sleep world. Like, you have got to pay attention to those things. It was hard for me to even learn during school, and we had a big test and everybody was stressed out about that. So learning them and stuff like that, I was just like, you know what, I know now that I need to go back and look at home sleep studies, and I know now that I need to go back and just really pay attention to the heart rhythms and stuff like that. So it's okay. Like, I had my moment where I was like down for like a week, you know, I didn't really talk. I slept. I didn't want to be bothered. I didn't want to go nowhere, because I was really bummed about it. But then I was just like, Kasha, you have to understand, like, to even have the courage to even go take it again. You know what I'm saying? Some people just take it. I know a few people that have just taken it and was just like, forget it. Like, I won't be able to take it. Or even just taking it the second time and feeling it and just like, I'm just not doing it no more because I just feel like it's not for me. No, this job is for me. And I know he has this lined up for me, okay? Just right now probably was not the time for me to pass it, you know? So I'm just thinking about the positive side of it and not just like the negative side of it or whatever, because I could honestly still be down. But once again, I have a job and I'm getting paid my same pay. So, you know, like my boss was saying, regardless of what, I would have still been taking temps. True enough, I would have had a raise, but I still wouldn't have been doing what I want to do anyway. I'm gonna pass that test. That's just, in my mind, it's like you need to apply more pressure, because you got this. Because when you went in there, y'all should have saw me. I was like, hey, like, you know, like, I got it. I answered them questions. This video was like very, I don't know, like, it's probably gonna be very short, but I feel like I owe this to y'all, because y'all who are going to school for sleep or whatever, I love it. You're gonna love it, but I want you to be aware of how the test is gonna be. I know I get a lot of questions when people asking me what was on it, what did I use to study. You use everything you can think of, everything that's given to you, use it. Like, study it front to back. I need you to be dreaming this. I need you to say this in your sleep. I need you to, this could be going through your mind all the time. Study, because it's hard. It's hard, and you don't know the set thing that you need to study. So just study it all. You could never know too much. Don't let nobody tell you, oh, you don't need to study this or you don't need to study this, because their test was different from yours. You know what I'm saying? Like, your test was not going to be the same as their test. You might have a different part of the test. So you do your own thing. You do what's best for you, and you study the way you know how. Because it's all going to be on there. It's all going to be on there. Nothing is not going to be on there. It just might be a little bit more in that area than it is in this area. So just study every single thing. And I'm going to continue to do my study videos or whatever, because we're going to pass this test. Claiming it, manifesting it. It's on my vision board. We're going to pass this test, and I mean it. So I did take a break off, kind of, you know, got my mind together, whatever, but I'm back and I'm better. It's a new week, and we're going to do this, okay? So anyways, thank you guys so much for rocking with me, And once again, if you guys have any questions, leave them in the description box. Not in the description box, but in the comment box below, and I will be answering them. It's easy for you to leave questions and comments in the comment section, because it's like other people who have took the registry that has passed it, and they're following me, and they like just watching my videos, and they do coming back and let you know how they feel, and you know, the answer your question and stuff like that. So just do that, leave the comment box, and I won't be the only one answering your comments. If I don't see them, somebody else will see them and they'll answer them, because you know, we're all here to help each other. But I love you guys so much, and thank you guys so much for rocking with me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.